Hello, I'm Jasmine Zammit, the proud principal of Gorican Public School. The focus of today's school orientation session is to provide detailed information about the teaching of mathematics at our great school. My co-presenter today is Cara Henderson, Instructional Leader. Welcome, Cara.
Thanks, Jez. Hi everyone, I'm really happy to be here and able to present to you some really good information about numeracy and maths for all of our new kinder students here at Gorican Public School. I hope you enjoy it.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us as we talk about maths at Gorican Public School today. At Gorican Public School we love maths and our fabulous kindergarten teachers are here to support and guide our littlest learners to become budding mathematicians who love maths too. At school we teach and learn maths through using hands-on activities with concrete real objects to explore numbers, patterns and number relationships. Using concrete objects allows our kindergarten students to explore and build their understanding of what numbers actually mean and represent, so that kids know that the number 5 is more than just the number 5. It can also be 4 and 1 more, 7 take away 2, or half of 10. Using concrete objects also helps our kids to build and develop the mental understanding of numbers that they will use later on for addition and subtraction, multiplication and division. So what does maths look like in the classroom? Well, you'll see lots of hands-on teaching activities and students working in small groups. You'll hear the children talking about how they found their answers and drawing their thinking. They'll be learning about number as they're playing with numbers through lots of hands-on experiences, using computers and iPads, problem solving, counting and measuring. The teachers teach explicit lessons to the whole class and to small groups of students. You know what? Your child is already doing maths. When children are playing, they're using their mathematical thinking to problem solve the world around them. Their inner mathematician is asking them, what are the best blocks to build the biggest tower? Which car can go furthest? How high can I climb? How many balls can I carry? Which is the biggest piece of cake? And they already know about equal groups when it comes to sharing out lollies and their favourite food. You can help your child get ready for big school maths in so many easy ways at home. You're probably already doing some of these. You can be pushing your kids on the swing and counting the pushes. Walking and counting the steps, walking up steps and counting, walking down steps and counting. Number songs and nursery rhymes are great. Who doesn't love 5 little ducks, 10 naughty monkeys, and even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, once I caught a fish alive. When you're at the shops, you can involve your kids in mathematical activities. Ask them to do the shopping for you. Go and get 5 big potatoes for me. Could you get me 6 little carrots? Can you get me 3 green capsicums and 2 red capsicums? At meal times, ask your kids to set the table for you. Make sure that everyone gets 1 plate and everyone gets a knife and fork too. The language you use at home already is probably lots of mathematical language. You'll be using position language. Come and sit down beside me. Stand behind your brother. Put the milk over on the side of the bench. Or amounts. He's got more than you. She's got less than me. Or time. We'll do that in a minute. Not today. We'll do that tomorrow. Your birthday's coming up soon. And money. Look in my wallet and get me $2. If I had $100 for every time you said that, and things like that. You'll be using mathematical language all the time. Now we're going to talk about some ways that you can get your kids ready for big school with games that you can play with things around the house. You can do maths with food. When you're cooking, ask your kids to line up the potatoes from the biggest to the smallest. Make patterns with food. Line up your crackers. Can you make a shape with them? Use the pasta to make shapes or shape patterns. Playing with pegs at home is a great way to do maths. Get the kids to put the pegs around a bucket or a bowl in a pattern. Get them to change the pattern or extend the pattern. Not only is this really good for their mathematical thinking, but it's also wonderful for their fine motor skills with their hands and fingers. Do you have empty egg cartons at home? You can turn these into a real fun maths game. Simply draw dots into the empty carton that are like the dots that you see on a dice. Then, with a ping pong ball or a little pom-pom or even a scrunched up piece of paper, toss it into the carton and see who gets the highest number. When you're cooking with eggs, ask your kids, how many eggs are there? How many are missing? Can we make a different shape or pattern with these eggs? There are simple and easy games that you can find at the $2 shop. Dominoes, dice and cards offer so many possibilities for maths learning and maths games. A simple domino game is called Flip and Find. Simply flip the dominoes over and find a domino with either the same amount of dots, more dots or fewer dots. If you've got some dice at home, you can play any board game, including snakes and ladders, or you can even just toss the dice and see who gets the highest number. Card games like Go Fish, Snap and Memory Match are also great games for maths learning. And don't forget your fingers and toes. You carry them everywhere with you, and once you can use your fingers to help you count, you know what? It helps you do better maths when you're a grown-up. So with your kids, get them to count their fingers as they put them up one at a time. Once they can count their fingers one at a time, get them to make numbers with their fingers. When they can make numbers with their fingers, then get them to make numbers with their fingers, not looking at their fingers. This will grow their math skills. And finally, there are some wonderful books out there that involve maths that you can read to your kids. The book 3 is a gorgeous story about a little dog with only 3 legs, but he meets lots of friends along the way that have different numbers of legs. Ducks Away is a funny book about some ducks that are trying to cross a bridge, but they keep falling off. Kick with My Left Foot is all about figuring out your left from your right. And of course, there are lots of good number poetry books and number rhymes as well. Use your local library and ask your librarian to find you books to do with maths and numbers. You will end up with a wonderful collection to read with your kids. So remember, playing is children's work, and when they're playing, they're doing maths without even knowing it. Children learn as they play, and more importantly, in play, children learn how to learn.
Thanks for joining Mrs. Henderson and I for today's practical information session on numeracy at home. We hope that you've taken in all of the key messages that Mrs. Henderson will go over with you in a moment. But the key thing to remember is that learning should always be fun, especially in an area so important as mathematics.
That's right. It's all about playing games, counting and having fun with your kids. It'll set them up for a really good start for big school maths. Keep an eye out next year. We're hoping to run some numeracy and mathematics courses for parents. So keep an eye and an ear out and hopefully we'll see you there.
And knowing Mrs. Henderson, those activities that you've just been invited to will be fun and practical and really worthwhile. We hope that you've found this presentation useful, and we look forward to sharing our next transition video with you, which will be on the important subject of literacy at school. Together we can make a difference.